The writers would give Clint the most ridiculous things to say, but you had to say them with complete conviction, and so that was always a challenge, you know. But it was a fun challenge, you know. And so and then I realised that a lot of the time we were sort of wallpaper to what was going on, you know. So you'd find things to do to amuse yourself, and so that was fun. That was fun, and a good, really amazing bunch of people. Made some good friends on that show. The dancing was interesting. I still feel sorry for Dion Murphy, who was the choreographer, who played Daniel, and yeah, I'd always go, "Can you just put me at the back? I'll be at the back. I'll follow you guys. I'll be fine." But it's yeah, I think it maybe be better now. But we're doing so much training. It was like 6 days a week. You know, every day you were training, you were dieting. We were trying to get as buff as we could, which really isn't that conducive to moving, you know, fluidly. The first time I had to strip was, it might have been a solo actually. So I couldn't hide at the back, and I don't know if you remember, but Clint had quite a large appendage, and so they'd had these, you know, specially made sort of G-strings, and they could put this, you know, this little prop in the front of it. But they got a whole lot of people in. I think it was the storyline was they were rounding up people from old folks' homes and bringing them in for like a daytime show or something, and the first AD hadn't told them about this particular thing, and so I sort of start off, and you know, I've got my back to them and sort of, you know, pull the Velcro pants off and then turn, and they purposely hadn't told them about it so they could get the reaction, and so it was quite embarrassing just to see the sort of shocked looks on people's faces, just trying to work out, is that real or what's going on? Anthony Hopkins, I mean, I'm just a huge fan of Anthony Hopkins, and it was interesting. I remember that, like, only months before, a friend of ours suggesting me reading his biography, and this is before, you know, auditioned for the film. So it was kind of weird reading it and just loving this, you know, this book, and then the opportunity to audition for that coming up. First time I met him, he walked on the makeup bus, and I was getting my hair blow dried up into this kind of, you know, hairstyle, and he's like, you know, "Hello, you must be Craig," and like, yeah, and he said, "Would you like to run lines?" And it's like, yeah, okay. So that was pretty scary but inspiring, and yeah, amazing. And he would throw, and was doing it consistently with everyone. You know, you'd do the scene, and then when the take would, you know, you'd be doing a take, and he'd throw something else at you, just to make sure you were there, you know, and listening. And so yeah, amazing man to be able to, you know, act with. Oh, it was incredible. I mean, it was so. I mean, because I'd done one day on, you know, Lord of the Rings and Return of the King. Came down and did one day and sort of saw the scale of it, and it was huge. But I didn't get a real idea of, you know, the scale of a big film like that until King Kong, and that was incredible, just to see the, I don't know, just the enormity of, you know, filmmaking on that level. And a real gift to be able to just see all those people work, and to see Peter work, and just have to have his finger on everything, to know, you know, and to be able to go up to him and say, "I was thinking, you know, about this," you know, and he would sit there and you could see him playing it through, and yep, cool, give that a go. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everything's considered, and, you know, he considers everything, you know, which I think is so amazing. I struggle sometimes. I struggle liking him sometimes, but I always justify. I always feel justified, because I don't think we always like ourselves, but I think we always feel justified in what we do, because we're always doing, you know, the best we can with what we have. So I believe that that's always the case. But, you know, there was a lot of, I played him pretty straight down the line because at the start there was a lot of lying. I was like, I have to make him a good liar. So I'm just going to play it as straight as I can. But what happens there is all of a sudden when he is telling the truth, you can't tell the difference. So that's I think that's been the thing for that character. You know, it's that cry wolf scenario, I guess. So, you know, if he's been lying all along and all of a sudden he's telling the truth and no one can tell the difference. So it becomes really hard for him to actually make any headway with anyone, you know. It was given a chance. You know, there was a great thing on the notice board at work, and I can't remember what magazine the review was from or what paper, but basically saying, you know, what does this show think it is? It's definitely not an insider's guide, and it's blah 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 blah. That's season 1, and then the same publication, season 6, you know, saying, well, this show is amazing, you know, and you kind of go, well, you got to keep it in perspective. And it was, you know, between there and there, you know, it's been given that shot. And of course, something's going to get better the more, you know, the writing, the acting, everything that goes into it is people are going to improve. They know what they're making, they can hone it, and I think it's got a lot of heart. It's family, you know. It's that one thing of, you know, that they might fight amongst themselves, but as soon as someone comes in that's going to screw with that, it's like they stick together. So it's got quite a strong family kind of core, you know, for all of the crime and all of the shit that goes on. It's got a strong family theme, you know. I like the mini-series because it's really nice as an actor to see the end of the journey, you know, and so you can kind of, I like to sort of be able to plot, you know, to be able to sort of go, okay, you know, where's the sort of the turning point and we learn stuff, and so where can we start in order to make the most of that. So I really like that sort of short form, you know, shorter form sort of series. It was interesting because, you know, I was watching what the girls were doing and they were amazing, and, you know, Jodie and that level of comedy, and then I sort of come around quite serious, and I always thought, shit, am I in like a different show? What am I doing? I think I really enjoyed mostly the last episode where we'd sort of formulated the plan with, you know, Pete formulated the plan with Josh to dig him up and plant him in the car of the guy he's trying to, you know, get, who's killed his partner, you know. And just that whole sequence of digging it up and getting it in the car, and just the craziness of that, I enjoyed that, because I think it was a relief from what I had been doing as that character. So it was nice to have a bit of lightness in there, you know. But I mean, you're doing, a crazy thing, but just the lightness that can come with doing that, you know. I love the dialogue. It's really smart. And Anthony had written that character really, really smart. And so, you know, he had speeches where there was just big, long thoughts. And so as an actor, that's a really big challenge. It's like, right, it's because it becomes down to the real thing of using your breath properly and knowing your through line and all that sort of stuff. So I really enjoyed speaking the words. It was such a fast shoot, you know, and doing huge amounts of setups, and you know, it was almost sometimes felt like more fast turnaround in television than film, you know. So it was a tough shoot, but I had a ball on it. I really did. I feel really blessed for every job I've had, you know. Still get excited when I get a call saying you've got that, and still get excited, you know. Just with the potential of what, you know, it's just the chance to exercise your craft and tell some stories and do some stuff that you might not, you know, usually do. Yeah, I'm ready for whatever comes my way, you know.